Have you ever noticed that the hardest, most stubborn clay cannot hold a single drop of water? It resists, fights, and in the end, it cracks under the pressure of the sun. If you are listening to this today, feeling like the world has hardened you, like every disappointment has built a wall around your heart, I need you to listen closely to the wind. You are not being broken to be discarded. You are being softened to finally hold what is coming for you. Welcome back to our circle, my family. Sit closer to the flames. Let the warmth of this fire push back the chill of the week you have just survived. I know the quiet ache of putting your entire soul into a dream, only to watch the doors slam shut, one by one. You look around, and it seems everyone else is walking through open gates while you are left outside in the cold. Before we let the night take us, let us journey to the rolling hills of the Yoruba land. Let me tell you the story of Adeniyi, a man who ran so fast to escape his shadow, he almost forgot how to walk. Adeniyi ran through the dense, suffocating dark of the forest, his lungs burning, his bare feet tearing against the sharp roots of the earth. He did not know what was chasing him, but he knew that if he stopped, the shadow would swallow him whole. Just 3 days ago, Adeniyi believed he had conquered his path. He had invested every single piece of silver, all 50 pieces, into a cargo of fine woven cloth. But the river was greedy. In one blinding flash of water, the boat capsized, and his entire future vanished into the deep. He returned to his village, desperate to rebuild. He put himself forward to lead the young builders, confident his sharp mind would win them over, because he desperately wanted to prove his worth to the elders who had lost everything. Yet, when he stood before the council, they did not even look him in the eye. They chose someone else, someone who spoke less and listened more. They locked the doors on his ambitions. Why does the world slam every gate in your face when you are already on your knees? Adeniyi ran until his legs gave out. He collapsed onto a damp log, weeping in the pitch-black woods. He screamed at the silence, asking why his path was blocked while others walked on paved gold. The forest did not answer, but then a strange sound drifted through the dark. It was a slow, heavy rhythm, like a heartbeat in the dirt. Thud, thud, thud. Adeniyi followed the sound, stepping into a small clearing where a single oil lamp flickered. An old woman sat there. Her face was lined with 100 years of secrets. She was pounding empty air in a wooden mortar, except she was not pounding air. When Adeniyi approached, she did not look up. She simply reached into the mortar and pulled out a handful of white flour, letting it slip through her ancient fingers like dry sand. She looked at him and said that you run as if the forest is on fire, young one. Adeniyi replied bitterly that the fire is not in the forest, mother. It is in my life, because everything I touch turns to ash, and every path I take is blocked by a wall. The old woman stopped her pestle. She looked at him, her eyes reflecting the tiny flame of the lamp, and spoke in the ancient tongue of her ancestors, saying that one does not wrap water in a leaf. Adeniyi stared at her, confused and frustrated, and said that, "Mother, I am speaking of my ruined life, and you speak to me in riddles, so what does wrapping water in a leaf have to do with my struggle?" The old woman leaned forward, the shadows dancing on her weathered cheeks, and told him that he was trying to hold water with dry leaves. She said he rushed to gather the blessings of the sky, but he had not built the clay pot to hold them. She told him the closed doors he complained of were not punishments, but the walls of the kiln, keeping him inside until he was strong enough to hold what was coming. But what happens to the clay when the fire gets too hot? For 3 days, the old woman made him stay. She made him knead the raw river mud. It was full of sharp, hidden stones. She told him that if they baked the clay with the stones inside, the pot would explode in the heat. They had to press, they had to knead, they had to pull out every single hidden stone of pride, every root of impatience. As his fingers bled into the mud, Adeniyi finally understood. The loss of his cargo was not a curse. The rejection from the council was not a defeat. They were hands pressing into his spirit, pulling out the hidden stones of pride and impatience. He was the clay, and the universe was not trying to break him. It was preparing him to hold the weight of what was coming. My friend, look at your own hands today. You are exhausted because you are trying to wrap water in a leaf. You are rushing to grab the river before you have built the vessel. The rejection you faced this week was simply the potter pulling out a stone of self-doubt. The project that failed was the kneading softening your edges. The agonizing silence of this season is the quiet heat of the kiln. Do not fight the fire. The leaf will always tear under the weight of the water, but the well-baked vessel will carry the river of a lifetime. As you go through your day, release the anger. Forgive the closed doors. Sleep with a peaceful heart, because your clay is finally growing strong. If you are ready to be molded, write those words in the comments below. Share this with someone who is struggling to breathe. And remember, you are not being broken, you are being prepared. Keep your fire burning.